one step closer to phasing out the sale of diesel trucks.
The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency approved California's rules to phase out a wide range of diesel-powered trucks. It's part of the state's effort to cut carbon emissions and improve air quality in high-traffic areas. The rules require truck manufacturers to sell zero-emission trucks in a wide variety of sizes. California's governor also wants to eventually ban the sale of new cars that run on gasoline. That would be by 2035. United Airlines is growing at Louisville's Muhammad Ali International Airport.
The airline is adding a new mainline service to George Bush Intercontinental Airport in Houston. Mainline service is now featured on one of the airline's twice daily flights on the Airbus 320 and the Boeing 737. The flight was previously on a 76-seat regional jet and will now seat 126 to 176 passengers. This is a capacity increase of 65% to 135%.
First quarter in the books, and despite inflation concerns and bank failures, markets raced to the finish line. Stocks soared to wrap the last week of the month. The Dow picked up 415 points to close at 33,274. The Nasdaq gained 208 and change to finish the day at 12,221.
WDRB weather is sponsored by Windows Plus Bath Systems.
So we've seen significant upgrades to the severe risk for our area during the overnight hours, for our area and really for the whole region. And you can see now for parts of Iowa, Missouri, now under a high risk of severe weather. Little Rock's already been hit by a destructive tornado. Eastern Arkansas, southern Tennessee, northern Mississippi also in the high risk. What does it mean for our area? And so we've seen an upgrade into the moderate risk for the northern part of our area. That is the second highest category. So that is significant. And you can see the rest of our area is in the enhanced risk of severe weather. In terms of the organized severe weather categories, it goes slight, enhanced, moderate, high. The main threats here would be damaging to destructive winds, and a few tornadoes are indeed possible for our area, although they're much more likely to our west. You know, in my opinion, if you're west of I-65, I think you've got the greatest threat of the destructive winds and the tornadoes. I think as you slide east of I-65, we may see that the intensity coming back a little bit. Am I saying that you're not going to see severe weather there? I'm not saying that at all. In fact, I think you will. Just trying to pinpoint where I think that highest threat would be. Looking at rainfall amounts here, you can see we've done pretty well. 0.97 in Madison, 0.63 in Hardinsburg, 1.26 in Munfordville, and the winner right now is Campbellsville at 1.33. In Louisville Metro, the west end of Louisville seen around a half an inch, Shively at 0.7, Fern Creek around 0.6, and the airport, which remains our official number, is at 0.53. So let's look around at what's ongoing. Could any of this be severe that we already have now in the Indiana-Illinois border? It could. I think that hail would be the primary threat, but I would say that there is some fuel and wind energy that still would support severe. You'll notice we've got rain here in Columbia, and then that wider perspective shows this initial cluster. Now you're looking at that cluster going all the way through around Memphis. Which direction is it going? It's moving towards us, but you're probably like, well, Mark, you normally say that you don't want to see rain right in front of severe thunderstorms because that could take up some of the fuel. And in that, it's a valid point. And then you'll also notice there is a secondary line behind it. So it does appear that this would come in two waves. As we look right now, Louisville at 65 with a dew point of 55. Is the dew point high enough? No. But you can already see wind energy is not in question here. We've already got 22-mile-an-hour winds in Louisville. Are the dew points higher as we go to the south? Well, E-Town right now is a dew point of 58, so it's not ultra high. Bardstown, let's take a look for you. We're sitting at 62 with a dew point of 56. That's not really that high. And Corydon being a little further north, probably close to Louisville, 58 degrees. So this brings up some obvious questions. In terms of fuel, where's the warmth? Well, we're 72 in Madisonville. In terms of the high dew points, you can clearly see they're surging. They are going to make it into our area. But I just want to show you, the data really indicates what you would see, and that is storms ahead of the main line. Watch as they breach the Illinois-Indiana border around 10 p.m. They are intense. As they get into our western counties at 11, they look the most intense. You'll notice that near Louisville, they've come down a little bit, and then you'll notice as they go east, they've come down in intensity a little bit more. I think that's the way this goes. I would not have included the moderate for the northern part of our area. For me, if you're just asking, I would tell you that near 65 and west would be the greatest threat of destructive winds and isolated tornadoes. I would be surprised if at least half of our area doesn't go under a watch, but I think that most of our area will. Tonight we'll go to 50 degrees. We've got the severe storms possible, gusts to 40. Now this one I really want to stamp home. The winds could gust to 55 plus tomorrow. When I look at the math, especially in the morning, I think we could do a little north of 62 as the highest. Sunday 65, and Monday we see temperatures warming. Mike, this is a really, really busy 7 days.
All righty, thank you, Mark, for the update. And let's take a look as we're heading out. Hey, it's Friday afternoon, so trying to get home. We have a couple of slow areas. I already starting to see traffic building out on 64 eastbound, heading out to the Gene Snyder. One crash just coming in here the last couple of minutes. If you're traveling, this is the Waterson Expressway. We're right over top of Dixie Highway. You can see a couple of, looks like 4 or 5 cars. There's a police car here. They're blocking these far right 2 lanes just as you're coming up on Dixie Highway. So we're seeing a little bit of a backup there. And then 65 already heavy here at Preston and Gray Lane. The Waterson as you come past Pop Level Road. Very slow moving coming over to the interchange over at 65. Watch yourself here. I saw a lot of what I'm assuming are spring breakers heading out. I saw a lot of out-of-town plates there trying to make that trip on the southbound 65 here a little bit earlier today. And then here's that ride. We're still running heavy. Southbound 65, outer loop, and then right past the Gene Snyder heading into Bullitt County. From the Oxmoor Auto Group Traffic Center, I'm Mike Marshall with WBLB Traffic.
Mike, thank you. Need something to do this weekend? If so, we've got you covered.
Ducks, beer, and bunny. Yeah, a lot going on. We'll tell you all about it on the other side of this break.
As the best